Hi, future me. So this is me keeping journal of this is me journaling. I don't know what the English is supposed to be, but journal something, right? Of how I'm trying to build my crypto and forex account, right? So this is my budget, and I started putting this together. I think that was like 2 months ago now, or thereabout. That was when I started putting all of this together. Let me check my funding account history, right? But that was when I started putting it together. Now, here's the interesting thing. I was trying to take some trades, and instead of me to do futures perpetual contracts, I ended up buying spots. Yeah, you probably would not be able to believe this if you're watching this in the future because, of course, you now know the difference between spots, futures, and perpetual contracts. But there was a time when you had no idea what spot or futures was, and you were just doing it. You were basically just stumbling in the dark, right? Trying to figure things out. So I'm hoping that if you're watching this, you've figured it out to a fairly interesting level, right? That you are proud of yourself. Okay. So I think I started this sometime. Let me see my first funding. My first funding was before this. Anyway, this is June. My first funding was before this. So we started this a whole lot earlier than this. Let's see. Okay, connects with 90 days. So this is July. Let's see, May. Yep, to July. Let me see. Okay, so this is what we're getting. I think my first funding was in January. The first funding was sometime in January. Okay, March. It was in March. That was my first funding. So you can see before you start thinking, oh, you started with some billions. You can see it's 5,000 naira. And you had the first funding was 5,000 naira in March. Then subsequently, you added extra for 5,000 naira in June, right? Making it 15,000 naira. You're buying 33 USD. Okay. So you did not wait until you had 10 USD. You're buying it 33 USD. You can see here 3 USD, 3 USD, 3 USD. That's how you were buying it until July when you had small money that you could buy a whole lot more. But before then, so don't despise your days of little beginning. That's the point. Don't despise your days of little beginning. Sha. So here, right? I I've been taking I made major bad choices today, right? Say for example my Forex account with let me see if I can open my access. So let me see. Yeah. So this is the live account, right? This is the live account. I have 9.8. Yeah, but interestingly, I almost lost everything today. Interestingly, I almost lost everything today, right? But either way, that's my live account, and can see here, I started this account as well a day or two ago, and I started with just $10. Well, 15,000 naira was what I transferred. $10. The most profitable trade. We lost money, oh, right? From $10, it dropped to 8 point something before it came back to. In fact, we almost burnt everything. We almost burnt the account on the first trade, right? Because we are currently following. I'm currently following a pro trader, Jeffrey Benson. We're following Jeffrey Benson for Forex and following XM traders, I think XM Academy for crypto, right? So we're following their free signal groups, right? In hopes that we can grow this account to something substantial and then give us better trading room, right? But you can see here, first trade we burnt it, we almost burnt the entire account. Second trade was more interesting, right? Because we were risking 80% of the account, crazy ass shit, right? But we were risking 80% of the account. So, notes to self, we made crazy mistakes, right? But we took our first step today. We almost lost the entire $10 in the account, but well, we didn't. We're here. It dropped to 8 point something. We made 1.39 back. So, I mean, that means it dropped to 8.4 something, 41 thereabouts. Right? For us to have 9.8. So it dropped to 8.41. So either way, it started out shaking and vibrating. So this is a note to my future self, right? When if we're able to build this account, if we're able to build this account as well as this account, right, to $17,000, which is the target in 3 years, build both each of these accounts to $17,000 each, right, allowing us to take withdrawals and trade better, have more capital for trading. If we can do that, this is where you are starting from, right? This is where you're starting from. You can see all these assets that you have. You did not buy them to real alone. The only one you bought by yourself and you wanted to hold was BTC. And even gold was a mistake, I think. Even gold. But the rest of them, like this, except USDT, which of course is, you know, default. Right? But others, you wanted to do futures, trade in market, you did spot, and that's how you ended up with all these assets, right? So don't go and be thinking you are on a few way when you start making money tomorrow. This is where you started. Oh. This is where you started. Right? Notes to future self.